bad. I just feel really bad that I was just mentioned and it's just so toxic, and I'm just so sorry about that. That is, as you can see, that's not my content. That wasn't my content back then. And I don't know, I just feel really bad, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I think I just need to go to therapy, and I need to go to church, and I just need some, like, self-reflection, honestly, because, that was just so nasty. But, anyway, I just wanted to formally apologize and say, I'm so sorry if I hurt your feelings. So, anyway, I hope y'all can forgive me and just get over that nasty post. I deleted it.
She got caught, and then she got on camera and asked you to forgive her. A Houston police officer, badge, gun, sworn oath, sat in her car and let the world know exactly how she felt about black people. She used racial slurs. She talked about slavery. She threatened to arrest black people for simply calling 911. And when that video hit the internet and cost her everything, she had the nerve to come back online and say she didn't mean it. That's where we're starting today. Because before we get into everything Ashley Gonzalez did, and trust me, we're going to get into all of it, we need to talk about that apology, because it tells you just as much about who she is as the original video did. Days after the Houston Police Department confirmed her termination, Ashley Gonzalez posted a video online. She appeared visibly shaken, emotional. She told viewers she feels really bad about the situation. She called her own behavior so toxic, and then she said something that stopped a lot of people cold. She looked into the camera and said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that wasn't even really her content, that it wasn't her content back then either. Back then. So she's admitting the video is real. She's admitting those were her words. But she wants you to believe that the woman sitting in that car, laughing about how good it felt to scream racial slurs, talking about putting black people in jail for calling 911, that woman is somehow separate from who she really is. She also said she needs therapy. She needs church. She needs self-reflection. And then, and this is the part that really set people off, she told the public, quote, "You all can forgive me and just get over that nasty post I deleted." Get over it. She deleted the post. So now we should move on. That's the logic of someone who is not actually sorry. Someone who is sorry they got caught. Because here's what she didn't say in that apology. She didn't mention the black residents of Houston who may have called 911 and ended up in handcuffs because of her. She didn't say a word about the people whose cases she handled, whose arrests she made, whose lives she may have upended while carrying that badge and those views simultaneously. She asked for forgiveness without accounting for the damage, and the public wasn't having it. Now, let's talk about how we got here. Ashley Gonzalez joined the Houston Police Department in 2024. Before that, she served in the United States Marine Corps from March 2019 through March 2023, reaching the rank of corporal. On paper, she had the background HPD was looking for: military service, training hours, a badge, and a patrol assignment in the South Gessner Division. But there's something worth noting in her record. According to the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement, of her nearly 5,500 career hours, 3,840 of them came from her military service. Her actual law enforcement training included just 8 hours of a cultural diversity course and 3 hours on implicit bias in social justice. 11 hours. That's what stood between her racist ideology and a loaded weapon and the authority to arrest people. 11 hours. Now, the video itself, it didn't start as a public post. Gonzalez shared it to her Instagram close friends list, a private, curated group of people she trusted, people she felt comfortable enough with to say what she really thought.
I don't know, this shit didn't record, but it was like, I'm kind of glad it didn't record, because it was like me expressing how much I fucking hated people after this. Like, dog, like, let me get a black person on a 911 call tomorrow, especially. You're going to fucking jail. I don't give a fuck. You're getting treated like a bunch of shit, because the amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate oh my god, I fucking hate chimps. Like, I hate y'all. Like, you, like, I don't fucking, oh, we were slaves, this and that. I don't give a, like, for a reason you guys were fucking slaves. I don't know anything better than to fucking steal. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, I was literally eating fucking food with my friend. He had his, oh my god, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de fucking Dios, I had my fucking wallet next to me, like, my whole purse, and those fucking little fucking small ass cheats decided not to fucking steal my fucking wallet. Oh my god, I would have grabbed my heel and, like, whooped up his ass, but, like, whatever, right? Some other but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the fuck came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, come here you fucking, oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped, like it was just peace, like like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, damn, because I called him a fucking downtown chimps over there, they could have beaten my ass. And then he like stops like, you did not just call me a fucking, like, you're a nerd. I was like, oh my god, like, you're a fucking, and I called you and like, world peace.
Someone in that circle screen recorded it and sent it to Fox 26. And from there, it spread everywhere. In the video, Gonzalez is sitting in a car. She's recounting a story about nearly having her wallet stolen. The person she says tried to take it was black. And instead of just telling the story, she turns it into something uglier. She starts using the N-word repeatedly, and then she says something that burned itself into people's memories. She said, and I want you to really hear this. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say that out loud. Oh my God, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. She wasn't horrified by the word coming out of her mouth. She was relieved, comfortable, like she had been holding it in. And the moment gave her permission to let it out. That's your officer. That's who was showing up to your 911 calls. But it didn't stop there. Because what came next in that video is what shifted this from a story about a racist woman with bad attitude into something with real, devastating legal consequences. Gonzalez didn't just vent about a personal incident. She started talking about her job. She referenced her interactions with black people during 911 calls. She talked about what she would do, what she said she would actually do, the next time she responded to a call and encountered a black person at the scene. She said she would take them to jail. Let that sink in for a second. This is not someone saying something ignorant at a dinner table. This is a sworn law enforcement officer on camera, describing her intent to weaponize her badge against black residents. People who call 911 are often the victim. They are terrified. They need help. And Ashley Gonzalez sat in that car and told her close friends that her plan, her response, was to arrest them. She also made comments attempting to justify slavery. Multiple outlets confirmed this detail. She wasn't just using slurs and anger. She was constructing a worldview, a belief system, one that she apparently felt comfortable enough to broadcast to the people closest to her. And that's the part that legal experts couldn't get past. Brent Mayer, president of the Harris County Criminal Lawyers Association, came out immediately after the video surfaced and made something very clear. He said the department needed to review every single case Ashley Gonzalez ever touched. His exact concern was this, that her statements in the video weren't about a personal grudge or a bad day. They were about her work. Her arrests, the black men and women she encountered while wearing that uniform. And he said her racist attitude, quote, could really impact whether an innocent person is actually innocent or not. Read that again. An innocent person in jail because of her. Houston City Council member Alejandro Salinas echoed that call loudly, demanding that HPD examine every prior arrest, every report, and every piece of testimony involving Gonzalez to determine whether racial bias played a role. Because think about what that means in practice. Every traffic stop, every 911 response, every arrest she made involving a black person now has a question mark hanging over it. Did she have probable cause? Or did she have a target? And as of right now, the Harris County District Attorney's Office has confirmed that a review of her cases is actively underway. What about the people already sitting with convictions tied to her work? What about the ones who took plea deals? What about the families who never got justice because their case went to the hands of someone who, by her own admission, saw black people as less than human? Those are not rhetorical questions. Those are real people in real situations who deserve real answers. Now, let's talk about what happened once the video hit HPD's radar. Because the department's response moved fast, but not without controversy. The moment HPD became aware of the video, Gonzalez was immediately relieved of duty. That part happened quickly. What did not happen quickly, at least not to the public's satisfaction, was the termination. While the investigation was underway, Gonzalez remained on paid leave, your tax dollars, paying her salary, while the city tried to navigate state civil service laws that dictate how fast a department can legally move to fire an officer. That detail lit people up online. The frustration wasn't irrational. It was the same frustration that follows every high-profile case of police misconduct, the sense that the system bends over backwards to protect the officer while the community absorbs the damage. But by Friday, April 24th, 2026, less than a week after the video went viral, HPD Chief J. No Diaz made official. Ashley Gonzalez was terminated, no longer an employee of the Houston Police Department. Chief Diaz did not soften his language. He called her behavior abhorrent, disgusting, and entirely unacceptable. He said it was deeply disturbing and had no place in law enforcement or in the community. Mayor John Whitmire backed the decision fully, calling the comments outrageous and reprehensible, and declared zero tolerance for racism in his administration. He also issued a direct warning to every city employee. If you see it, report immediately. The protests outside HPD headquarters that morning had been loud. Civil rights activist Quanell X was there. Candace Matthews was there. Community members stood with signs demanding not just a firing, but real accountability. Not a quiet exit. Not silence. Accountability. They got the firing. But the story was far from over. Because here's the thing about accountability in law enforcement. A termination is not the end of the road. It can actually just be a detour under Texas civil service laws. Ashley Gonzalez has the legal right to appeal her termination to a civil service commission, and that commission has the power to reinstate her. The same woman who said she would arrest black people for calling 911. The same woman who bragged about how good it felt to use racial slurs. The same woman who attempted to justify slavery on camera could legally be handed her badge back. Retired HPD Captain Dr. Greg Freeman, who spent more than 30 years with the department, including time in internal affairs, believes HPD has a solid case against her. And legal observers have noted that her own words, on video, in her own voice, make the evidentiary bar relatively straightforward. But the process exists. The appeal window is open, and the community knows it. One legal expert put it plainly online. Being fired doesn't mean she won't wear a badge again somewhere else. Because even without reinstatement at HPD, the bar for revoking a Texas peace officer license is high. Without a criminal conviction, Gonzalez could potentially be hired by another department. HPD would be required to submit its internal investigation findings to Toll, the state's law enforcement licensing agency, and those findings would be available to any department that considered bringing her on. But available doesn't mean disqualifying. And that reality has kept this community unsettled long after the termination announcement. Let's go back to that training record one more time, because it matters. Gonzalez completed 8 hours of cultural diversity training and 3 hours on implicit bias, 11 hours total. And then she was handed a badge, a gun, and authority over the lives of Houston residents. The question that legal advocates, community leaders, and everyday people have been asking is not just about Ashley Gonzalez specifically. It's about the system that put her there, the hiring process that cleared her, the training pipeline that considered 11 hours sufficient, the department culture she referenced when she said using racial slurs made her feel like she was back in the Marines, as if that environment had normalized it long before she ever wore an HPD uniform. She didn't create that comfort in a vacuum. And that's the part of the story that goes beyond one woman in a car. Houston is the 4th largest city in the United States. It is one of the most racially and ethnically diverse cities in the country. The South Gessner Patrol Division, where Gonzalez was assigned, serves communities that are predominantly black and Hispanic. These are the neighborhoods she was patrolling. These are the residents she was sworn to protect. And now every person in that community who ever interacted with her has to sit with the question of whether justice was ever really on the other end of that encounter. That weight does not go away with a press release. Now, back to that apology one final time, because it deserves a second look now that you have the full picture. She said that wasn't her content, that it wasn't her content back then, but she posted it to her close friends. She didn't stumble into it. She didn't get hacked. She curated an audience she felt safe with, and she let them see exactly who she was. The screen recording that exposed her didn't create a monster. It just introduced a monster to the rest of us. She said she needs therapy and church and self-reflection. Maybe she does. But the people who sat in the back of her patrol car deserve more than her personal healing journey. The people whose cases are now under review by the district attorney's office deserve more than an emotional video and a deleted Instagram post. The families who may have been failed by her deserve answers that no apology video will ever provide. She asked the public to forgive her and get over it. The public said no, and rightfully so, because forgiveness, real forgiveness, is something you earn through action, through transparency, through sitting in the discomfort of what you caused and doing the hard work of making it right, not through a tearful camera moment timed perfectly to the news cycle of your consequences. Ashley Gonzalez had a badge, a responsibility, and a belief system that made her dangerous to the very people she was paid to serve. She got caught, she got fired, and somewhere in Texas right now, that case review is ongoing, with real lives, real convictions, and real justice hanging in the balance. For the people of Houston's Southwestern community, and for every black resident who ever called 911 and got her, this story is not over. It's just getting started. If you made it to the end of this video, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the apology was genuine? And should she ever be allowed to wear a badge again? Let me know. I read every single one.